Hi class, and welcome to TESL 4350 or 5350, Second Language Assessment. I'm Lauren Boone, your teacher, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you. I want to tell you a little bit about the class and how it works. If you're taking the culture class, you might have already seen that video, you might have already looked at that syllabus, that Canvas course. This works similarly. This is a self-paced class, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want to tell you a few things. I want you to introduce yourself. There's a discussion on Canvas for you to do that. Please upload a picture if you can. Tell us about yourself. Even though we're not all working together very much because you'll have different starting dates and you'll be moving at a different pace from each other, still it helps to know who else is in the class. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm Lauren Boone. I'm the ESL program coordinator here at Harding and also what they call the director of TESL. That is, I manage and teach these 4 TESL classes that are needed for the endorsement. If you're interested in getting the ESL endorsement to whatever your area of license is, please talk to me about it. I'd like to tell you more. So just send me an email or something like that and we'll talk, okay? Let's see, what else about myself? I'm the ESL program coordinator, so I manage the ESL program here at Harding. I've been teaching ESL and higher ed since 2001. I'm married with 4 children. I like to cook. I like to travel. I like to read. I like to watch TV. I like to exercise. That's about it for me. But please tell us about yourself, okay? I will enjoy getting to know you and learning about you. And if I've had you in class before, welcome back. I'm glad you're back. Okay, let me tell you a few things about the class. First of all, you need to look through Canvas, look through the syllabus, make sure you understand how it works. In this class, there's some things you need to know. One is it's self-paced. That is, not everybody's going to start at the same day, not everybody's going to end at the same day. But everybody has to be done by the last day of class, of course. Everything turned in the final done by the last day of class, which is posted on your syllabus and also on Pipeline. But it's self-paced. There's a deadline for, getting started. There's a deadline for the midterm. Then, of course, there's the last day of class when everything has to be turned in. But other than that, you're kind of working through the modules on your own. When you look at the syllabus and you look at Canvas, I think that's pretty clear. But if you have questions about that or you're not sure about that, please ask me. Another thing you need to know about the class is we're kind of doing 2 things here. Some of the class members are preparing to go overseas or to teach adults. That means you need to know how to test the language skills, reading, writing, listening, speaking. Some of you are preparing to teach in a K-12 situation here in the United States. That means you need to know how to assess English learners in a regular classroom for the content that's being taught. Math, science, social studies, language arts. Plus, you need to know a little bit about assessments for language proficiency. Here in Arkansas, it's the ELPA 21. That's the test used in some other states too. Or it's the WIDA access test. Anyway, the K-12 people need to know some things, and those going overseas or teaching adults need to know some things. Actually, there's a bit of crossover, so it's not like part of the class is useless. That's not the case. Everything's useful for everyone. But part of the class is about testing language skills. Part of the class is about testing content. And like I said, there's overlap. Please don't feel like, well, half of this is useless to me. That's not the case. You're moving along at your own pace. Most of the class is reading and taking quizzes or reading articles and answering questions about them. There are a few webinars. There is a video to watch that goes with one of your textbooks. There's some other assignments like creating some assessments. All of that's in the syllabus. Please read it carefully and let me know if you have questions. I'm scrolling through a few things here. I want to make sure. There are quite a few videos that you need to watch. Most of those are linked on Canvas. Well, they're all linked on Canvas. Please let me know if there's some kind of problem. Sometimes a video is taken down or the link is broken. Same thing with the webinars. I check all of this. All of this has been recently checked, but I have no control over when some organization takes down a video or a webinar. And so even though I might keep checking up on it, just let me know if there's a problem. We'll work it out, okay? But as of now, everything should be fine. Let me know when you run into a problem of any kind, okay? I'll be checking email probably several times a day. Send me an email. I'm pretty good about getting back to you. When this course is running, it's on my mind, okay? It's on my mind the whole time. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. I'm making sure everybody's doing what they should do. I want everybody to be working continually, not taking these long breaks, because that does not bode well for your success. So just let me know when you run into a problem. That's kind of the most important thing, okay? There's a midterm and a final. How do you turn things in? Pretty much everything is turned in on Canvas through a discussion. You just hit reply and attach it. I recommend you type it up in Word and then attach it. You can type it up in the actual discussion, but sometimes that creates problems, or the internet suddenly goes out and you lose everything. You know, it's just safer to type it up, save it, and attach it. The midterm and final, though, you email me for them when you're ready, when you've gotten everything done up until that point, and I email it to you, and then you email me back. It doesn't get linked through Canvas, okay? It's an open book assessment. All of these things are. The quizzes, though, are timed. That means you kind of need to be prepared for them. You can't be hunting everything up in your book. You should read ahead of time, take notes, mark pages before you take the quiz. Be prepared before you take the quiz, okay? You're going to be creating some assessments. There's instructions for that on Canvas, okay? The very beginning of the course, we're just learning about general assessment stuff that everybody needs to know no matter what you're assessing. Those kind of things are really important. Validity, reliability, washback or backwash, same thing. One is British English, one's American. Washback, backwash, you're going to see it many times. All of that is kind of general assessment stuff. So we're going to start with that, making sure everybody knows good testing techniques, you know, how to write a good multiple choice item. What's a good technique in this particular situation? We're going to start with that. Then we're going to move into testing the listening skills. Then we're going to move into assessing in the K-12 situation and learning about alternative assessments and how to assess a level 1 student versus a level 4 student. It's going to have to be very different. A level 1 student cannot write an essay, but a level 4 or 5 student can. Okay? So you'll be learning all about that. There's lots of resources up on Canvas. Some of them you're definitely going to have to look at to fulfill your assignments. Some of them are just there to help you. Don't get hung up on every single thing. Read the reading assignments, take the quizzes, read the articles, answer the questions, do the webinar, answer the questions, do the webinar, take the quiz. You'll see when you get to it. And then there's other things that are just meant to help you, because I know that some of you haven't taken the methods class. That means you might not be familiar with how some of these things are taught, and then therefore how they're assessed. It's okay. You can still do it. Don't let that discourage you or get you frustrated. But what I've done is I've put up some resources so that if you feel like, wait a second, I'm just jumping right into the deep end, you can back up, read a little bit about how these things are actually taught, and then that'll help you with the assessment. So there's actually lots of resources on there to help you just figure out how these things are assessed, how they're taught, ideas for assessment. Just look at all that stuff. Use that to help you. But, don't get frustrated or hung up on anything, okay? Graduate students have some additional work to do. Obviously, that's part of being a graduate student. It's all there on the syllabus. Pretty much everything's on the syllabus. Read the syllabus carefully. Look through Canvas. Let me know when you have questions. I've tried to organize Canvas very carefully and make things very clear. That's been my goal. I've taught these classes many times now. Every time I'm thinking, how can this be clearer to the students, exactly where things are and what they need to do. I've tried to make a lot of notes on there so that when you see this, you understand what's going on and you're not confused by something, okay? But, I mean, you can always email me, or we can talk on the phone or Zoom or whatever. Okay. I'm checking my list here to see if there's something else I need to tell you about. I think that's about it. Because the class is self-paced, let me give you one more warning. You need to keep going. You need to start early on and keep going. There's more modules than there are weeks. So that means you need to just keep going, probably 2 modules a week at least, something like that. Don't let it overwhelm you. You can do it, okay? Let's see. That's about it. The Gottlieb book, make sure you get the 2nd edition. You really can't use the 1st edition. They're quite different. They're quite different. Honestly, you just really can't do it. You have to have the 2nd edition in order to do well. I put that on the syllabus. So you're working just through the syllabus in the order that the stuff is. It's also in order on Canvas, okay? Read my notes. Read the syllabus carefully. Let me know if you have any problems. But I think you'll be fine. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. I hope you enjoy the class as much as you can, learning about assessment. I mean, I'm not a big assessment person, but, you know, I've done my assessment classes too. I know how they are. But, you know, there's some interesting stuff there. There's definitely stuff to learn. Goodness knows we've all seen some bad tests. I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to be the one creating the bad test. So, anyway, all that to say, I hope it's enjoyable to you, at least as much as it can be. I hope you learn a lot. I look forward to getting to know you. Let me know if you have any questions.